Okay, what's up, YouTube? Policy and Numbers Game Publishing here, coming at you with another video. Now, this video is going to be a little bit out of the context of what I normally do in my videos. I'm, um, I'm. Let me just get straight into it and try not to be too long. There's a lot. I've been watching videos by these two sisters, Chrissie and Cynthia G. They talk a lot about colorism, featureism, and just the disrespect of black women, especially the darker black women. And I have to 100% agree with both those sisters. Black men, not every black man, but as a whole, we are not sticking up for our women. We are degrading our women. And I mean, I can't even hardly put this into words. Just give you a couple of examples. Like that basketball player who's just constantly calling Lupita Nyong'o ugly. Why is he doing that? Lupita's never did anything to that man. I mean, we're the only race of people who publicly just shame our women. I mean, you don't see Asian men getting on TV, making their song lyrics, talking about Asian women. You don't see Hispanic men doing it. You don't see any other group of people doing that. We have people like Chris Brown, who brags about how at his party he had a security making sure no dark-skinned women came over to his area. Just disgusting. I mean, if you have a preference, people like what they like. If you like light-skinned women, fine. But that don't mean you have to degrade the dark sisters. I mean, what's that about? I mean, like I was just watching this thing about Snoop and how he was just calling Gail a bitch and all that about when she was asking questions about Kobe's sexual assault case. Why come up Gail like that? He's never on TV disrespecting white women, except the one time he did Iggy Azalea. Then he came to apologize for that. I mean, he never speaks up when these people just degrade black women. When Kodak Black talks about how he hates dark-skinned women and all these other rappers who say similar stuff, he don't open his mouth then. We're the only race of people who don't protect our women. I've heard some people like to have this cop out. Hey, I'm only obligated to protect my wife. But pure nonsense. If I was to get on TV right now, talk about Mexican women, Mexican men would be coming to say something to me, whether they're married or not. If I say that about Asian women, there'll be some Asian men stepping up to the plate to defend their women, whether they're married, single or not. Everybody else knows if you're gonna rise as a race, men and women have to do it together. None of this separate stuff. But we have mistaken our women. Black women are the most unprotected class of people, period. It reminds me of these two sayings that used to have in the South. There's nothing free in the South but the white man and the black woman, meaning the white man's free to do what he wants, and the black woman is free for anybody to do what they want with. And there's a second saying, if a white man wanted your wife in those days, you weren't supposed to do anything about it. And that didn't extend just to the wife. It meant you weren't protected. If a white man wanted your wife, your mom, your sister, your daughter, your girlfriend, it was called pure moral rights. You was expected just to be docile and not do anything about it. And that's pretty much what's going on today. But we're the perpetrators. Like I said, these rappers like Kodak Black and there's this other guy, I can't remember his name, but they are just horrible in their comments about black women. I mean, I don't get it. And that guy who was making comments about Ari Lennox's nose, he's some type of internet journalist, comparing her nose to like a bulldog. What in God's name would possess him to say something like that? Like I said, you don't see any other men on the planet making fun of their women's ethnic features. Like I said, you won't hear Asian men talking about, oh, she's too yellow or her eyes are too slanted. You don't see stuff like that except with us. And then people wonder why world over we're not respected. We're taken as a joke. I mean, this stuff has to stop. Like I said, I applaud Chrissie 100% in what she's bringing out in colorism, and she's not just talking about the issue, she's doing things. She's coming out with magazines and all this type of stuff to empower black women. This is stuff that we have to do. Like I said, it's, like black men, a lot of black men, like I said, I'm not here to say whether you should interracially date or not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you have a preference for something, that don't mean you have to put down what you don't have a preference for. I mean, this is just getting out of control. I mean, I watched some of Chrissy's videos, And I'm just appalled at some of the stuff that she points out that these rappers and singers are doing. You know, like I said, I mean, I remember there was a big uproar in the black community when that guy Don Iman said, talking about those female basketball players, calling some nappy head hoes. Well, these rappers are saying 100 times worse, and nobody's doing anything. Like 50 Cent, we tweeted that joke about his co-star on the show, and he said, "Oh, that was just a joke." When they were talking about her edges, what other race of people does that to their women? So I mean, I'm just here to say, like I said, Chrissie, Cynthia G, I agree with you all 150%. You know, I know you two sisters had some videos where y'all responding to one another. I hope that didn't get out of hand because you all have more in common than y'all differ. I hope you two can join forces because y'all doing powerful work. You know, black women, I apologize that you are not on behalf of the men who don't value you, who don't protect you. You know, your dark-skinned sisters, you're beautiful. I love you. You know, I wish we all would respect you the way you all should be. But this is just getting out of hand. These celebrities like Terry Crews not sticking up for Gabrielle Union and say, "Oh, my wife told me to remain quiet about it," when she's one of the first ones who stuck up for you. It's like we always have an excuse not to go up against somebody else, or not the excuse not to take care of our own. When every other race in the people is second nature, you know, say you do something to the Asian woman, you're gonna have to deal with the Asian man. You say something about, like I said, a Hispanic woman, you're gonna have to deal with some Hispanic men. But you come and want to disrespect black women, it's like, hey, the door is wide open, and most of the disrespect is coming from us. Then we get upset when we hear about black women getting attacked in the store by a Korean shop owner. You know, it's like when we 10 times worse than that. You know, how is anybody else going to expect? How do we expect anybody else to respect our women when we don't? This stuff needs to stop. Chrissie, I'm with you. Cynthia G, I'm with you. You know, I want to reach out to y'all, maybe collaborate on some stuff we can do to start addressing this problem. Because like I said, black women have not been getting their respect from the time they were stolen from Africa to this country, all through the Jim Crow up to this present day. They go unprotected, disrespected, and they've always been had our backs. African black women were at the forefront of the civil rights movement, the forefront of the black power movement. They were deep into the anti-slavery movement. They've always been had our backs. But I don't know if it's just that we just so what type of mental slavery that we're going through where we just turn our backs on our women. I mean, Carter G. Woodson talked about this in The Miseducation of the Negro. I suggest everybody read that book because we are in some serious mental enslavement. So I'm going to end my video here because I've been rambling. But I just want to say, sisters, I got you. You know, don't let these rappers, these entertainers, they don't speak for all of us. Chrissie, keep doing what you do. Cynthia G, keep doing what you do. And let's just stop this nonsense.